Hello, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Everyday People, Everyday Conversations. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I'm your co-host, Tiffany Collins. And
I am your host today, Tiffany Tipco Joseph.
And I'm one of your hosts, Anika Roseboro, better known as Nika Rika.
And last but not least, I'm your man VO. I've been gone for 2 shows, but now I'm back.
He's back.
All right.
All right. We also have some special guests today, y'all. We want to thank our special guests for joining us. We have Edward GUIDRY and we also have DEIRDRE PHLEGM. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Yay!
Thank you for having us.
All right. So we're gonna just ask you all a few questions and be yourselves because it's everyday people, everyday conversations, okay?
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Okay, Edward, I'm gonna start with you.
Okay.
Tell us something about yourself. Like, how did you get into acting? What made you decide to want to act?
Well, I started off kind of as the class clown in high school and middle school, and back in probably like 01, 02, I went and did some stand-up comedy, and I just bombed completely. So I stepped away from just getting on stage for probably about 7-8 years, and I was like, you know what? I got to find a way to get back in it. I may not be a stand-up comedian, but I need to find a way to utilize my gifts in some kind of capacity. So probably about 2009, I saw that this playwright, Deborah Atkins, was hosting auditions for a play. And I was like, you know what? I've been away from the game long enough. It's time for me to, dust myself off, get my confidence back together and get back on stage. And I went auditioned and I auditioned for this role, Jake. He was an aspiring singer. And, just started from there. That was like 2009, 2010. And one play just led to the next. And I just haven't stopped. And that's, 10, 12 years now.
Oh, that's good.
All right.
That's amazing.
Yes. No matter, every time we see you in action, we know that you a veteran to the game because you got this thing on lock. You are not a star in the making. You are already a star. It's no surprise to the years of preparation that you put in there.
To align with that now, you know what I mean?
Yes.
No, I'm just playing with you.
Absolutely.
And I just like to talk to you about acting. All of us are local thespians, and you are in our family as well. We're just doing this talk show holding. We are so glad to have you on here, Edward. But people say that acting is life. Acting is real. They say when you are on the stage and people can tell that you're acting, then you're not acting.
Absolutely.
People need to delve into their character, become that character, and make the audience believe you.
Right.
Some people don't want to be hated. Some people don't want to be the one that, but when you do your role effectively, then you are really into the character. So I just would like to know, what type of tips do you use to gain the substance to portray a character, ones that's not like yourself?
Well, first and foremost, you got to get the script down. It starts with the script, learning your lines. The more you know your lines, the more you know the character, the more comfortable you can be in the character. Because if you're up there, don't know your lines, now you're not present in the moment. And acting is about being present in the moment and listening. Right. But if you're worried about, oh man, do I know my lines? It starts with that. And just being present and not being self-conscious. You just have to let it go. Look, I'm like this. You're already up there, so you might as well give them a show.
That's right.
Right.
You can't be all neurotic in your head. You got to just let it go. I like to meditate before I get up there so I can be present in the moment and not overthinking it, and leave room for some improvisation, because especially on stage, you never know if somebody's going to fall off, and you got to be sharp enough pick the show up.
You got to be ready.
Exactly.
You have to be ready.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand them
Save the
playwrights.
show.
They want you to be exactly on the script like this.
Man,
That's
yeah.
almost impossible. Like, because I mean, you take away from the authenticity of it.
Verbatim.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Verbatim.
Yeah.
But you know, that should be so fun to be able to do, to portray people. And I love delving into characters and becoming that character and not myself. So that's one thing. You cannot be yourself when you're doing a character. You are that character. So
Right.
That's a great tip.
Definitely, yeah. And I want to go back to you mentioned that you used to be a comedian. What's up with that, man? You stopped telling jokes?
Used to be.
Hey, you gotta stay in your lane. Look, I'll tell jokes within the context of a play, but man, like you know, getting up there on my own, maybe that's something I'll delve back into. But man, I went up there and it was just a traumatic experience. You know, I was still really young. I wasn't experienced. I didn't have the stage presence that I was able to develop over the years. You know, them lights start getting real bright up there, and they start shining the flashlight. And
then people just like make us laugh, make us laugh, make us laugh. It's hard on a comedian.
Look, all the stuff was funny at home in the mirror, but then it at home in the mirror, I was killing this shit. You know what I mean? But then when it was time to get up on that stage, man, people was just looking at you. I didn't hit all these punchlines and people just staring, just mean mugging.
Yeah, I heard it's a brutal thing.
You know, and I tell some of my homies that because you know, because I clown with them a lot, and they're like, man, you need to be on stage. I say, hey man, it's hard to help to make a whole room laugh.
Yeah,
you know, that's hard.
You had that one person gazing at you like you ain't that funny.
Yeah.
Like
you know,
just take that one person. Yes, everybody else around you could be laughing, but you get that one person looking at you like.
You gotta have skills for that.
And they always on the front row too, right?
Yeah,
front row.
Like how you go to the front row just to hate? Like, man, sit your.
Yes, indeed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Edward.
Yeah.
I understand that you have all of this extensive experience. So I want to ask you, tell me a little bit about your character in the Walk of Purity series and how you feel about it, how you think you can relate to it.
Well, you know, first and foremost, great writing, great show. I'm honored to be a part of it. You know, the Walk of Purity, I play the character Daryl. And what we know about Daryl is, you know, he loves singing. He loves acting. He loves movies, and he's a virgin. And
Daryl is a what?
Come on, virgin.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
I think that. Hold on. It's a man virgin in the movie Walk of Purity. Now I need y'all to stay tuned because it's virgins up in there.
It's a man virgin. Okay.
Hold on, I got to interject on behalf of all the fellas out there, man. What do you mean? You got a man that's a virgin, and what are you doing?
I mean, I didn't know that virgin was predicated on the sex. You know,
okay. Right.
Virgin is a virgin. You know, I'm just saying.
You
know, but yeah. So yeah, Daryl is a virgin, huh?
Yeah. Well, I think he's a technical virgin. I think he's done.
Daryl a virgin?
Edward, can we?
Daryl a virgin?
I think we lost him.
Edward, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
Okay. Well, then we can move on to the next person. Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay.
Just
one second.
we just got to correct that in the WAP, standing for
the Walk.
Series.
Yeah, not that other WAP. Not that
when
other
that out, by the way?
We are planning to have a we're gonna have a showing probably at the end of this year or the very beginning of next year. So we're still in the editing phases of it.
So, you know, these writers over here put a great thing together. They got virgins up in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Will they get their virginity broke?
So, Edward, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
So, Edward, tell me how you feel about playing that character. Like, how did you feel when you first got that character?
You know what? It's all about, I was like, man, this guy, here he is. It's because he's really like an anomaly. Like, I mean, because in society today, a lot of men are, you know, you're based off of like your sexual conquest. And I felt that this is a very strong man to be able to like stand on his principles. And, you know, he didn't compromise and he was able to, you know, navigate this world with his sexual purity. And I felt that was a really interesting and, you know, fun character to play.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so at least in season 1 that's the narrative. So we still got season 2. We're gonna see how that pops off.
Mhm.
But yes, indeed. Thank you once again, Edward.
Thank
So
y'all.
Miss Deirdre,
Oh Lord,
yes, thank you for
Yeah.
joining us as well, ma'am.
you're
So
welcome.
tell us something about yourself.
Oh,
And your
child, what
love
you
for
want to
acting.
know? Well, I was in theater in high school, but and I was always kind of like the one to just make everybody laugh. I don't know. I always wanted. I don't know. Just I wasn't no class clown because I got my work done or whatever. But I was a fool. I still am a certified fool. But I did do a lot of theater in high school, but I did step away from that. And I got back into it. I want to say about 2014. But I always have been an actor at my job. I mean, everybody acts on their
Oh, look
job.
at you.
Number one, you act like you like it. You act like
Right.
you want to be there.
Come on.
And
But
then
you gotta
I
act like you want to
put
pay them
on
bills.
We all act every day.
I mean, you gotta put on a
Yeah,
character.
but
Sometimes you gotta create a character just to make it through the day, to get through
Uh-oh.
people. Because I work in customer service, so it's like, hold up. But Charnel Brown, she came into my store where I was working at, and she looked at me and we conversed, and she saw me and she said, she came back, she said, you know what, you need to be an actor. And so she invited me out to their showcase, and I just kind of got bit by the bug, and then I auditioned to get back into it. And one of the first plays that I did was actually Tiffany was, I don't know if you was like in the cast directing, but you were there. It was the Only the
Tifco,
Lonely.
right?
You remember Only the Yeah, that Tiffany.
Okay.
Blonde Tiffany.
Mhm.
Blonde
So,
hair.
so
Yeah.
for
Eno.
recognition is Tiffany Tifco. Tifco.
Tifco.
Okay.
Tiffany Tifco.
Okay.
But yeah, Tiffany Tifco was a part of that production as well. And that was like my first time getting back out, getting my feet wet. But since then, I've done a lot more and looking to do a lot more. I've done a lot of plays, but I'm looking more onto the film side and things like that,
Right.
as well. They trying to get me to do a stand-up. They
Hey,
want me to go
Me
do
too.
an
I think we
open
all
mic
should do it.
night.
Let's do it,
Lord,
y'all. I think we all
Jesus.
should do it. Everybody y'all need to do it too.
I'll come and
Or-
support.
Y'all gonna support?
Got
I
it.
don't know, man. I might need some practice. I might get in front of the mirror or something.
I like to ask you a question, Deirdre, and
Yes.
in regards to acting.
Uh-huh.
So they got this myth that you graduate from stage to film. When really there's not a graduation. I just like to put that out there for the world to know that acting is acting. People have successful careers on the stage as well as acting, and most prolific actors started on the stage. Not only did they start on the stage, they go back to stage, because you have to realize you film one movie. What you gonna do for the rest of the year?
Right.
So
That's it.
so when it comes down to stage and film, just a personal question, no wrong or right answer. Which one do you like the most?
I like them both, but for me, the adrenaline of theater, because it's a one take thing. Like you gotta once they say action, that's it, baby. It ain't no cut. Let's redo it. Doing it over and over again 150 times.
Right.
No, I like the adrenaline of theater. I think theater, I like that the best.
Right.
I can do more improv, I can say, with film.
Okay.
Because you live with film, but you can kind of like go in and out and create that character more if the director allows. But I do love theater. I love the adrenaline rush of, hey, I got the bubble guts right before they say action.
No, not the
Then
bubble guts.
they hit
Oh,
they
no.
say action, and it's that's it.
That's air freshener.
It's on, and then that's it. And with theater, you have to trust one another. And I like having that family, that trust with one another, that, hey, you're going to catch me, I'm going to catch you, or whatever. Just that back and forth. I like that thing about theater.
Yes.
Okay, I just like to ask a question to Kara Ann. You said you can't hear anything. Kara Ann, we like for you to let us know. Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now?
Yes,
okay,
indeed.
We're good. Okay.
And DEIRDRE, I have a question.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Amen. You know, I like to
Amen again.
Yes, indeed.
Come on, Pastor. What you got?
Hey, so I was reading your bio and you say you're a mother of 3. How do you balance, motherhood and acting and work?
Most of the time, how I did it in the beginning was I just put them in acting with me. So if I went to class or if I went to a rehearsal or whatever, they were there with me. I put my son and daughter in acting classes. So if I got something to do, they got something to do.
That's good.
My son was in a play with me. He was in Walk of Purity, as a matter of fact.
He was in the series with you. Yep.
Hey, he's in the series with me. I mean,
that's great.
I just bring them along with me. I was pregnant with that last one on stage, about to fall off. They just be with me from beginning to the end. I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do. If it's something that you love and it's something that you're passionate about, God is going to make a way.
Absolutely.
To where you can balance it. Whether it be my village saying, okay, well, DEIRDRE, you have a rehearsal or you have this, you have an audition. I always have someone that's willing to help out. Thank God for them. Thank God for my family and things like that. But like I said, I put them babies with me and I take them with me.
No, that's right.
Yeah. And the key thing you said in there, 7 words, God will make a way.
Yes.
Oh, he will make a way.
Always.
Out of no way. Yes, he will
make a way for your gifts. If that's your gift,
he gonna make
your
the
talent, and he'll make a way.
So DEIRDRE, you represent my mother.
Yes,
in my play
Mama
as
Tony
well
on the
as my
line.
series. Tell me what you think about the character and tell me how you feel like, were there any differences in the play versus the series, or was it consistent?
Let's see. I think in the play versus the series, as far as consistencies, I think in the series, I can be a little bit more, not wild, but a little bit more real with her.
Yeah.
There's not too much of a boundary as it was with the play. I can have fun. I hope y'all don't hit it. But I think with the series, I can let loose a little bit more and be a little bit more sassy with Mama Tony and be a little bit more real and edgy with Mama Tony as more than in the play. But I love it. I love her because she tell you how it is, how it was, how it's gonna be, and ain't nothing else about it, honey. I'm real.
That's my mama.
You're gonna get this man. I'm gonna whoop that tail.
That is my mama for sure. Okay, so
I heard in season 2 that she was gonna help Daryl out with his virginity.
You ain't heard nothing. Don't y'all believe that? That's how rumors get started. That's how rumors get started. He say, she say. We ain't heard nothing. Ain't nothing been confirmed.
Tim just came out of me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but Daryl, that character, Daryl, I'm still trying to figure that young man out.
Yes, he is.
Baby, listen. And no, let me tell y'all about Tim. Okay. So when it come out, I'm not gonna tell y'all about Tim per se, but I'm just gonna tell y'all this. Tim, that actually happened to me. That the character that Tim is, the character that Vashon is portraying, that person actually existed, and he was actually that grimy. So believe it, okay?
Okay.
All right. So we're going to hop into our hot topic.
Yes. So now we're getting down to the hot topic. We ask that y'all guys stay along with us, and y'all can chime in and talk with us. and just enjoy this. So right now we're talking about the hot extreme heat here in Houston, Texas.
Listen.
Lord.
So if y'all are around, then y'all from Houston, Texas, y'all know what we're experiencing. So what I want to know is how, as Texans, do we survive this heat, y'all?
Listen, if I can tell y'all one thing, like typically I'm not a big water drinker, but like ever since May, I can tell you I have increased my water intake, not because I want to, but because I have to. Okay, because if not, you're gonna be dehydrated. And you just gonna be a mess. You have to make sure you get you some good water and just stay hydrated. Like
and they saying if you out in the sun, make sure that you take, every 30 minutes, drink you some water. Take a 10-minute water break.
But what happened to the breeze, y'all? What happened to the breeze?
Please,
why ain't no breeze?
Fill your water up.
What you say, Deidre?
What you say, Deidre?
I say, what happened to the breeze? Like the trees don't be moving.
The trees don't be breathing no more.
I mean,
this type of heat that we're getting right now, it's a different kind of heat.
Yeah.
10 degrees.
Y'all see that? Oh, y'all saying, listen, if y'all not from Texas and if y'all watching, and if y'all will see it, 105 to 110 degrees, y'all hear me? And statistically, they say every 10 years, Houston's going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. So I don't know what's going on, but it's not so much the heat, y'all. It's the humidity.
Yes.
That what gets us. And so maybe we can understand what the humidity is. So because Houston is pretty flat, and it sits low on the elevation, not many barriers to stop the warm, moist air from the Gulf from coming in to our city. So that's why it feels like a big, hot, wet blanket on top of us, on top of the heat.
Oh my
So
God.
that's what's going on.
Oh, it's crucial.
We have a question here. Question to Edward and Deirdre. Have you ever acted in the opposite sex role? If so, did you learn from the role? If not, would you participate in the opposite sex role? That's a question for both of y'all. Deirdre and Edward, can y'all hear me?
Will you play a man or will you play a woman?
I don't.
Oh, will I play a man?
That was a question for both of y'all.
Yeah.
They so hesitate on that question.
Y'all actors now.
Well, I mean, if I have to, I have played characters where they were masculine, or where I had to be a little bit more rougher. I'm not opposed to that. I mean, hey, a gerb is a gerb. Yeah, a gerb is a gerb. If I got to play it out, I'll play it.
Right. What about you, Edward?
Yeah, it's like she said, a job is a job. I would still have to like look into the character because as you know, like a lot of things have been politicized, and there's like, are they trying to emasculate men? And it's just like one of those things you need to kind of think about the image.
I guess this would be within the context of the script. Right. What am I playing a man for? Why would you need for me to play a man?
Exactly.
You know what? I will tell anybody this because I was asked that question before, actually, in another interview that I was in. I feel like, yes, it's a job, but you can still have boundaries. Okay, so put it like this. Even when you go to your 9 to 5, there's boundaries that you're just not going to allow your boss or anybody. You don't care how much money they paying you. You're not going to disrespect me. You're not going to XYZ. So I feel like with me, somebody was to ask me that question. I'd be like, no. That's because actually that's a boundary of mine. I'm not going to play a lesbian, and I'm not going to be caught on camera naked. Those are my two boundaries. Period. I'm just not going to do it. And so if I'm not going to play a lesbian, I'm not going to play the opposite sex either. So that's a boundary of mine.
No matter how much money they offer.
No matter how much money, baby, that is a boundary.
Okay, it kind of feels like it's just
old ratchet Tifco over here. Big. Judy. Man. Y'all know the word before Judy. Well, if I had the role to be where I have to be naked, or if I have to play, a man or whatever, I am not opposed to, helping someone portray their story. Now, on the other hand, for a job like that, they will have to pay me a large amount of money.
I agree.
To submit to that type of role. But if it's a good scene and it's necessary, and they ask me to portray that part, hey, I'm gonna take it. Yeah, that's y'all got to look at it.
Yeah,
not me.
And I'm like Tiff. I have boundaries. I wouldn't. Like I say, it's a job. I would dress up like a woman, but that's it.
So you would just be Medea.
Be like Medea.
Yeah.
That's cool. You know,
Yeah.
be like Medea. But all that other stuff, oh hell no.
So you would never kiss another man?
Oh no, indeed. I'd rather be broke.
Now here's the thing. Okay, so now it can be implied, like, okay, so a sex scene can be implied, meaning that okay, you can catch me in a bed with the man, but the sheets are up. Yeah. And it can be implied that we just had sex or we're about to have sex, but you're not going to capture me in the action of having sex.
Right.
After I get married, that ain't for you to see.
Right.
You know, some things just I'm just going to let that be implied. You know,
does it depend who it is? What actor you with?
No, that's across the board. It can be implied.
What about if it's your husband?
If it's my husband, like you're saying, if me and my real husband are on film,
yeah.
Oh well, yeah.
Okay.
Boy, I done learned something about Tip today. Hey, y'all hear that? Hey, right now Tip is single, so y'all hear what she said?
If it's my husband, like in real life, like we're both actors and we're on film together, then yeah, but you're not gonna catch us butt naked. Like you can maybe we're still not gonna be naked on film. You can catch us like in the bed and doing whatever, but under the sheets. But you ain't gonna see my body parts. You ain't gonna see his body parts. Stop. Yeah. Some things just do it with taste,
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't be opposed to being naked, but not right now. I got to get my abs right first.
You know what?
If I get as soon as I get the abs right,
so you don't want them to see your body right now. You got to wait on that. Y'all got to wait on that.
Exactly. You got to wait a couple of months on that.
I'm gonna let you know, as a woman, we be judging like.
I know.
Man,
his backside black.
Oh
my God.
Boy, look at my co-host. Boy, they all the chain.
I have a hot topic.
Okay.
So I don't know if y'all heard of micro chipping under the skin.
Yeah, I heard of it.
I've heard of it.
You heard of it? When I was watching Dr. Phil,
and
some people, they was like, one lady say she got a microchip in her knee. So when she like if her hands are full carrying the groceries in and she can't get to her keys, she'll just use her knee to unlock the door.
Oh, okay. That's lazy.
Man.
And some people put them in
my Lord.
That's
their
lazy.
hands
said,
or whatever. Use them as credit cards.
You know what?
In the book of Revelation.
That's what I was about to say. We about to go to church, baby. We living out the prophecy, okay? That is the mark of the beast, in my opinion.
Right.
Wow,
in my opinion, and for what I've read and for what I've observed, that's kind of like the mark of the beast.
Yeah,
we ain't going through all of that. You know,
they say more than 50,000 people has gotten it done. They do it in Sweden.
So what are they doing it for?
Just so they won't have to worry about like not carrying wallets or have to worry about like keys and losing keys.
That's all right. I'd rather lose my keys, man.
Yeah, and just kind of just change a lot to just get another key.
Because we don't lose keys that much, do we?
Yeah,
that's what they got.
You don't lose
Walmart,
keys that much.
Wallets,
you go to Walmart, get a key made all day, every day.
He has
no long-term
wallet. Everything is here in his hand.
And you know what? They try to make it seem like it's all beneficial for us, but now really and truly with the chip, with GPS and all of that, they use those devices to track you down. It ain't to benefit us, although it does, but they're wanting to track you down. They want to control you.
Well, in some countries, they already not even using currency.
See,
it's total Bitcoin. So, they eradicating cash and all that stuff like that already. So with me and what I believe, and they say don't never talk about race and politics, but this is everyday conversation, and we keep it 100, right?
Keep it real.
And they already saying that at the end of time, when you read the book of Revelation, if you haven't tried, just read the whole book. It says everybody read this book will be blessed. So if you want blessing, read the book. But anyway, and it'll tell you about this stuff.
And they pass collection plate.
It'll tell you about all this stuff, where world is coming through.
Like
the
seriously,
Antichrist and all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm not big on that. It scared the heck out of me. I'm just to be honest.
But you know what? Some people believe. I don't know. If y'all believe this theory, but some people believe like even getting the COVID vaccine was a start of that.
Well, I didn't get it.
Some people believe that, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie. I got the first vaccine. I'm not getting any type of boosters. I'm not doing any more of that. And I ain't gonna lie, I did it just so I could travel. I know that's crazy, but I did it so I could travel.
I never got COVID, but I got the first 2 shots, and then they talking about, oh, you need a booster.
I'm not doing that.
That's that bullshit.
Yeah.
That's why you're growing that horn.
You know what?
You didn't.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey,
I'm not getting no more.
But no, I'm not getting no boosters. To me, to me, because okay, here's the thing. I got the vaccine and still got COVID after I got the vaccine.
Everybody did.
Yeah, I never caught it before the vaccine. I got it after the vaccine.
That was going around.
I got the Delta
had the
strain.
vaccine or not. You still caught it if you know.
I ain't getting no boosters. No. To me, if I can get it even after the vaccine, then that means it's not helping. So,
that's crazy.
That's crazy. Anyway, guys, I have a hot topic.
Come on, hot topic.
So, if you have not been under a rock in the past couple of weeks, and I think everybody should have at least heard or have seen this trending video. So, my hot topic is about the charges that were dropped against the mother and son for the son who shot the guy that was beating up mama at the restaurant.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
What y'all think about that? Do y'all think the charges should have been dropped? You know, was it? Tell me your thoughts.
They should have been dropped. I'm glad they were because I'm thinking, like, if that was me in a situation, I think Marlon would do the same thing to protect me. But I'm not gonna just let no man just beat up on me like I'm a punching bag. You gonna get some licks back.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm sorry. I'm the one that was under the rock. I didn't see it. Can somebody just tell me what happened?
So it was this lady. I can't think of her name, but it was this lady. They were in like a fast food like
Chicago,
restaurant.
think, right?
Yeah, in Chicago. And I guess like this guy was like terrorizing her, or like I don't know if he was supposed to be before her or after her or something like that, but he kept saying, you say something else, I'm gonna knock you out. Say something else, lady, get your food, lady, get your food. So they was arguing back and forth. I don't know why they were arguing, but so she kept talking, so the guy just hauled off and just punched her like she was a man.
Twice.
He punched her. And then so I guess something to the effect of she texted her son and said, hey, get the gun and come in here and shoot this guy, and the son shot him.
And he died.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, they dropped charges against the son and the mother.
Beat him at the time?
What you mean?
Or was it over with when his son came?
No, like when the son came in, I think he was like in the midst of still beating her.
Okay.
And so he just said, bam. Yeah.
So did the text say get the gun or
it said something to the effect of like come in here and do something. And so he came because he wasn't in there. He was in the car.
Yeah.
He was in the car and he had to come in there and basically defend his mama.
Yeah.
He was 14.
Yeah. So they did in fact drop the charges.
Yeah, they dropped the charges. They dropped them. But and I'm happy they dropped them.
Yeah.
I'm kind of indifferent, but you know, I don't blame the little dude. Cause even today, man, if somebody even just talk bad to my mom, I'm slapping them.
Yeah.
Off top. But it's sad because the guy who punched the lady, he took it too far.
He did.
He should have just stopped. He should have just squashed it.
Whatever the disagreement was.
It shouldn't have been that bad for him to punch her like that.
I mean, he was punching her like, oh my God.
But it was bad enough for him to lose his life.
No. Tiffany, you got to go back and watch that video. He was like punching that lady like.
I get very upset.
Yeah. I can't see that.
Because it made me mad.
Oh, he punched her like she wasn't even a human.
You know, he was definitely wrong for punching her. And the guy, even though he protected his mom, he was wrong for shooting and killing the guy. But I understand.
You know what? I was kind of saying the same. Well, okay, I don't think he was wrong for defending his mom.
No, not
I
at
probably
all.
would have aimed to maybe shoot him, but not kill him.
Yeah,
like I probably would have shot him in the area where I knew it wouldn't kill him or something.
It's just unfortunate. Unfortunately, he died.
Yeah, but, I don't feel bad though because you shouldn't punch my mama.
You know, I'm gonna protect my mom at all costs.
You
That's
know.
why I got bail money counted out right now. If you mess with my mom.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's not just my mom; it's my kids too.
Anybody that's near and dear to you,
you know, but we have a right as citizens to protect life, danger, and further harm. So at that time, did he have time to call a cop? No, because he get one fatal blow could have killed her.
Yeah.
And if he was hitting her to
that, to that point, all those people were watching.
I can't hear you. But
filming. You're using your phone to film, but you could have used your phone to call the
police. Exactly.
I agree.
That's true.
And I saw a man walk out on the video.
Well, that's because I think, Tiff, on that part when that old man turned around and walked out, I believe he saw the kid come in with the gun. And
he's like,
he probably didn't want no parts of that. He like,
yeah, he's like, I don't know if that bullet may hit me. Let me get out of here.
I think Emma was.
And but me, as me being a mom, I look at it from all points. I don't think anyone was right in whatever they did. I don't think it was right that he shot the guy, and I don't think that him hitting the woman was right. But I'm a mother, and I'm in here and this guy's yelling and arguing at me and telling me to hurry up, I'm gonna also think about my kids and what my next reaction, whether it be a text to my son or hitting this man back or whatever, is gonna affect my family and my kids. I'm not gonna argue with no man. They were sitting up there arguing back and forth. Lady, get your food. And she was going back and forth. I'm not going back and forth with a man over something like that, over some food, over hurry up and get your order. If I got to step to the side, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna put my life in danger when I got a family. Because, I mean, that boy could have had a gun too, except he used his hands. He could have shot her.
Yeah.
But you think about it. You think about it. About show of hands of everybody out here. If you walked in the place and somebody was beating your mother and you had a gun, what would you do?
I'd have shot him.
What would you do?
Shoot him.
But I guess what Deirdre is saying, like,
no doubt. There's no doubt.
I'm just saying.
Deirdre was saying, like, it didn't have to escalate. Like, she would have argued to even get to that point.
But you have a right situation to get. You have a right to speak your mind. You have a right to say what you need to say. He didn't have a right to beat her.
Right.
Whatever she said, whatever, we don't always make the right decisions and stuff like that. However, my thing of it is that he didn't have a right to hit her and then hit her to the magnitude that y'all said.
Oh, he was knocking her out.
He could have killed her. One blow.
I think he was comfortable. I think he's probably, he's done that.
Well, his baby mama, wife, whatever, she wore a shirt to his funeral that said "Knockout King" or whatever. That's what he was known for.
See, that's
like
what
if you go and
you know for them, they got you killed.
Years, and it finally just came to a head where he finally the consequences of previous behavior. God had probably told that man plenty of times, "Hey, man, you can't do this." But see, that's why fathers are important for you to instill into your son. Hey, man, look, situations like that, just walk away. You don't be putting your hands on a woman.
Right. And it say his girlfriend was egging him on to do it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You got to have a good woman by your side, because a woman can either bring you peace or she can bring you.
Because she egging him on, but now you ain't got him no more, dummy.
He didn't love
you egging him on. I mean, that was crazy.
Yeah,
his girlfriend was egging him on.
Right.
Was egging him to beat the woman up?
Yes.
Yes.
She got shot too.
He was known for that. He was known for
that. Gangster.
I'm gangster.
Paula said she agrees with Deirdre. Family first, making the right decision, leaving.
And I do. Don't get me wrong, Deirdre. I see your point, but I also see Tiff's point. I feel like I
see everybody's point too, but that from me, what I would
what you would personally do. And like I said, I'm kind of in between, because it's like, to me, it's not worth it. First of all, if you a man, your body, I already know you can probably whoop me because you a man.
You can kill me. Hurt me.
Yeah, you a man, so I can't whoop you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna think twice, but at the same time, I don't think I should have to silence myself because you're disrespecting me. Right. And I have a voice, but at the same time, like you said, if I got kids and other things at stake, is it worth it? Like, I have a voice, but is my voice worth it getting into it with this man? So it's like, I see both parts, but he should not, the way he hit her, I ain't gonna lie. I don't condone violence, but I do not feel bad about what happened to him. I'm sorry, but I don't.
I don't either. I don't even see it. It's just like domestic violence. It's just like domestic violence.
Yeah.
She made me hit her because of her mouth. She made me hit her because
can't nobody make you
nobody.
Do nothing that you don't want to do.
This man, it was a physical, violent person. He was a knockout artist, and that bullet knocked his AWS out. That's it. Rest in heaven or hell or wherever you at. I don't have sympathy for no fool.
I don't have no I wish he wouldn't have killed him. To me, if I was him, I probably would have aimed to shoot him in a place where I know it wouldn't have killed him, like a leg or arm.
But he was 14. He wouldn't have known.
Well, first of all, most people don't shoot that well to be able to aim.
They just shoot.
They just shoot.
Yeah,
people don't go, like me, I shoot every 6 months for qualification to maintain my job. Not only that, I practice a lot. And we do routines where we shooting 1 to the head, 2 to the body, stuff like that. But most people can't do that. Even us, we struggle.
Yeah.
And we do this, and I've been doing this for 31 years, and I still struggle with, intentionally shooting, aiming and shooting a certain target. So most people are not even aiming; they're just pointing the gun. And wherever that bullet land, that's where it
lands.
Yeah.
Which is why that old man left. He's like, let me get up out of here.
It's like on Color Purple. Oh, okay, gotta go. Hold that piano and get on out of there.
That's just how you left.
I'm defense too. I'd have been out of there too.
Hey, so the next hot topic.
Yeah,
I got to bring up because
I
heard this morning. It was just ridiculous.
Here go the foolishness, y'all.
So this lady, I think she's 19 and she's getting married. And her dad refused to pay for the wedding.
Oh, that's sad.
It's sad. I'm sorry, but that's funny, but it's sad.
But the reason he refused to pay for the wedding is because she don't want him to walk her down the aisle.
Why? Why not?
Because she's a free thinker, and she thinks it's sexist for her daddy to give her away. So she wants to walk down the aisle by herself. So
well, he better keep that sexist checkbook.
What do y'all think about that?
Oh, I think she's absolutely right, because I feel that same way about if you graduate, you don't send me an invitation, you don't get no gift.
Right.
Michael Joseph taught me that, Mom. And so I feel the same way. You don't want me to walk you? You feel like it's sexist? Why do you feel like I should pay for your funeral?
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Hello.
Pay for it then.
I'm with Tiff Cole. I'm gonna keep this sexist checkbook. Since you don't want me to walk down this aisle, this checkbook sexist too.
Yeah. My thing is, I feel like, okay, she has a right to have who she wants to walk down the aisle, and he has a right not to pay. Exactly. I mean, to me, it's like, it ain't no right or wrong to that. People have a right to do what they want to do.
And Crystal Mitchell, Gillens, she said, well, then she needs to pay for his own wedding.
Yeah. Her own wedding. That's right.
Yeah, but what you think about that?
Hey, like y'all said, hey, if my money is not good enough, then hey, I'm not good enough.
Right.
Yeah, like no, she has a right. She has a right. He has a right. It's like, I don't think it's not a right or wrong. Like, no, I don't have to have you out, and I ain't got to pay. Yeah. So now we both happy.
Exactly.
She told her parents, y'all don't own me. So, you know, I tried to find out what kind of what race it was, but I couldn't find it. But for her to tell her parents, y'all don't own me, that kind of gave me a clue.
Oh, yeah, some Middle Eastern stuff there.
But here's the thing. Okay, so is the daughter mad that her dad's not gonna pay?
Yeah, she's mad.
She mad.
So is she a free thinker? Okay, so you're not that free of a thinker, because why do you feel like he's obligated to pay for your wedding, but you don't feel like you're obligated to have him walk you? That ain't free thinking. That's dumb thinking.
Yeah. Go free think for some money. Go free think. Go free think.
Because listen, y'all, my daddy can pack me down the aisle if he pay for my wedding. I just ride all the way down on his back.
You know what?
You crazy.
I am done. All right, y'all. We about to hop into our main topic.
Yes.
How to handle stress and anxiety.
Amen. We got to figure out how to handle this mess, okay? First of all, y'all, not only for adults, y'all, we must think about the stress and anxiety for kids too. Because, life ain't the same from when we was kids.
Listen,
correct.
Kids today are soft. They can't take nothing.
They can't take nothing.
Nothing.
We used to go outside and hurt ourselves and didn't want to tell our mom because we didn't want to go now.
You ain't get rushed to no urgent care.
You got a whooping for hurting yourself.
The only thing we were scared of is them lights caught you outside.
Catch you outside.
Oh, yeah.
Don't let them lights catch you.
You'll be halfway scared to even go in the house and be like, "Ooh, mama, I bruised myself." Because she'll
make you stay in.
She'll be like, "Come on, here, sit down."
Yeah. Hey, when we were growing up, we loved the outside.
Yeah, all day long.
Outside.
We didn't want no cold water. We get out the faucet.
Right.
I
remember them days.
You just drink
water.
Tap water.
Exactly.
These kids are soft. They don't have no coping skills, because when I was growing up, like I say, I know there's like an age, maybe a bit of y'all are all in the same generation, but I'm a slight bit young, just a little bit younger than y'all. But even in my generation, wasn't nobody killing themselves, man. You didn't hear of nobody killing themselves. You heard of fights breaking out. I was growing up in the 90s. You had the Bloods versus the Crips. That's as far as it went with that kind of stuff. But wasn't nobody taking themselves out.
No, we sure wasn't.
These kids taking themselves out today.
We just
they don't know how to cope. They don't know how to cope. So I don't know if I could give any type of pointers of how to cope, man. First of all, take stuff for what it is. It's like whatever happened to you, like I don't know to what magnitude of things may have happened, but just take time to just process it and just accept it for what it is. Accept people for who they are and accept situations for what they are. Change what you can and accept what you can't. Like, to me, that's simply put. because a lot of times we stress ourselves out trying to change stuff that we can't change.
Absolutely.
You know,
absolutely. And I agree with Crystal right there.
I was just about to say that.
You want to read that?
Yeah, she said, I go to the gym to release my stress. And when my grandson has a bad day, we talk about it and we go out for a treat.
Self-care. That is great.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah.
You know, taking care of your body is one of the ways to deal with stress and anxiety and stuff like that. Getting rest.
Yes.
You know, just getting rest.
Yeah.
You know, eating right. You know, are some of the things that we should do. And then understanding when we need more help than just normal help. You know, sometimes just, you know, going outside and getting vitamin D.
Yes.
You know, staying in the house in isolation is not good as well.
Yes.
So it's so many things that we should do to help ourselves with stress. But talking to your kids is definitely one of them. Paying attention to your children. What y'all think about that?
Pay attention to their patterns, because I mean, you know, of course I don't have children, but you know, but you can still notice the pattern changes in people. If your child come home acting different, you should know your child better than anybody. You sit your child down and you talk to them. Hey, what's going on? And look, listen, if they act like they don't want to talk, baby, no, we're gonna talk about this. What's going on with you? I noticed a change in you. Let's talk about it.
And then, you know, putting kids on a schedule too.
Yes.
It's also good to help with their stress and anxiety. Waking up at a certain time, eating at a certain time, going to bed at a certain time. Kids still need to be, just because it's summertime, they still want and need the structure of having them on a regimen, a routine, and things like that.
I just see.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was gonna say a couple of more things that could help with anxiety and stress is be active. Take a dance break. Y'all know I like to dance. It says close your eyes and take a deep breath. Meditate, stretch. Write down things that you're grateful for.
Yes,
exactly.
Laughter is good for the soul.
Yes, it is.
Those
are very good key points, Anika.
Think positive.
Always think positive.
And I was just about to say, I see a message that popped up on my phone that Rhonda White said, just ask for help if life is overwhelming.
Yes. Don't be afraid.
I agree.
You're not crazy because you seek help.
Yeah.
You know what? We need to get out of this
especially
myth in the Black community. Okay. Don't get me wrong, y'all. Anybody know me knows I'm a Jesus freak. Okay. But you know what? I am not opposed to going to go get therapy. I've been to counseling before, and it has been very lucrative for my well-being. Go to counseling. If you can't afford a real therapist, if you belong to a church, go to your church counselor. Go to somebody that can talk you through your problems. It's nothing wrong with that. You're not crazy for seeking help when you know you need help, but you are crazy for not getting help when you know you need it.
And you can seek help. You can seek help from anybody. But just make sure it's somebody that you trust. Somebody, it could be a friend, a coworker, family, pastors, doctors. You know, somebody that you trust. You trust. You know, and go out and talk to them. You know, and like I said, exercising. Exercising is a good way to be able to sleep at night,
y'all.
And sometimes at the end of the day, you just might need medication.
Yeah.
It may be temporary medication.
I mean,
but make sure it's under the doctor's care.
Right.
Don't self-medicate.
Yes.
And don't do drugs and alcohol to self-medicate. It only makes the problem worse. When you wake up in the morning, the problem's still gonna be there. Do not self-medicate.
Yes. So we want to ask our guests. So
unless it's Mary Jane.
What would y'all recommend as far as good coping mechanisms?
For me, I'm stressed out sometimes at work. I just take a deep breath. And a lot of times, you know, on my way to work, when I know that it's a stressful situation to make it through the day, I talk to myself, positive affirmations. I say, I will, I can, this is what I'm going to do. I try to set myself up to have a good day. And if stuff becomes overwhelming, because throughout the day it can, I take a step back and I just take a deep breath. And even if I have to talk to God or just step away and say something to just wait until I calm myself down, I try not to let someone get me out of myself or get me out of my character.
What about you, Edward?
As far as children, I can say I went through a thing with my son when he was a little bit younger. he didn't have a lot of friends at one point, and he really wanted friends. And he had those thoughts, those types of thoughts. And the reason why I found out about it is because he was in a group text with his cousins, and they told me about it. Thank God that they came to me, and I sat with him, and I talked him through it. And you just got to really kind of encourage your kids and be there for your kids and reinforce that they are beautiful, that
They're gonna be
they are
okay.
worth it, that, you know, they may be having a rough time where they are right now, but it's worth it in the end if you can just make it through that hump. And you just got to kind of be there for them. Because my daughter, I have a middle daughter, she suffers from middle child syndrome, where you feel like, okay, I'm giving attention to the younger child or the older child, and she feel left out. Well, I made it my duty as a parent, because I'm a single parent, to create a space that's safe for her and to make time. I made myself make time for her.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You have to make time for your kids. You can't. A lot of these parents today, I don't know, they just don't want to deal with their children, so they just throw them on ADHD medication, or I see it all day, every day. They don't want to parent.
Yes, that's lazy.
They
I don't like
parent.
that.
They lazy.
Yeah,
you have to be really selfless. You have to be really selfless when you're trying to help someone else.
Right.
And you got to get outside of it, outside of you. You know, you can't think about you. You got to think about them at the time. But we have another question right here to say, what about those who don't know that they need help? How do you help them?
What would you recommend, Edward?
Well, you know, I think obviously if you need medicine, you need to get medicine. And I think a lot of people are directionless out here. I think one of the main things to alleviate a lot of depression and anxiety is you got to find out what your purpose is.
Absolutely.
Okay. Come on now.
You know, and I think that will alleviate a lot of the problems we have. Look, anxiety and depression, you're going to have those small bouts. That's just part of this human experience, but it shouldn't be a prolonged thing. But I think when people don't have any direction in their life and they don't know where they're going, you live in a perpetual state of anxiety and depression. So I think even if it just starts off as a hobby, you need to find out what you love and what gets you up in the morning. And I think doing that will at least get you on the route, on the path to like a better life and have something to wake up for. Because a lot of people that they just have the same boring life every day, and they don't have nothing to to live for. So they go down. So find your purpose. That's the main thing I would say.
That's a good answer.
That is a great answer.
And I like to talk about me in terms of anxiety. You know, I dealt with a bout of anxiety, and I think as you get older, anxiety steps in more and more, because when you're a kid, you don't care about all that stuff. You know, as I get older, and I'm over 50 now, and I have anxiety in regards to getting older, being sick, not being able to do the things I want to do, not having control over my children when they grow up, and then they're doing things that you don't really agree with or you can't help them with. But I used to have anxiety at night, and I don't know if any of y'all had it before, where something will wake me up at night. Yeah. And it was like, and I'm panicking like crazy. Though it seemed like every room in the house is just closing in on me. And it feel like I'm in a little bitty box, and I'm terrified. So I would get up and I would go to the front door and open the front door and just sniff of the cold air outside to let me know that you are not in this box. You know, this is just something that's going on. This experience is a mind thing. This is me talking to myself. Then I would go, and let me tell you what really helped me. I would drink ice cold water. It's something about when I would drink that, and that water would start, just the water, you know, the living water. You know, thank you, Jesus. You know, going down my throat, and it would trickle down in that cold, and just right there in the instant, you feel just that cool water just made me feel like I'm alive. It's okay. It's okay. And then you got to know when you're having these anxiety attacks that you will be okay. But my neighbor unfortunately had an anxiety anxiety attack. Left 3 kids to mourn. She was having anxiety all the time. They never could figure out what's wrong.
Wow.
And then she had anxiety attack that led into a heart attack, and she died at the tender age of in her 40s.
Jesus.
And rest in peace, my neighbor. And if y'all Hulligan, y'all know who I'm talking about.
Wow.
So anxiety is real, stress is real. So we want to exercise, eat right, find what works on you. You know, and by all means, pray before you go to bed.
Listen.
Cling to Jesus.
Pray before you go to bed.
Yes.
You know, for me, I mean, whoever you pray for, meditate, chant, whatever you do, whatever works for you. I'm talking for me. I pray before I go to bed because I need, that's the most vulnerable state you will be in, and that's when you're sleeping. So when you're sleeping, that's when anxiety try to slip in. When you're in your vulnerable state, when you're at home, when it's dark, when it's nighttime, when you know you can't just jump up and run outside and go to the store. It's dark. Everything's dark. So you know we want to make sure we try to pray, try to meditate, take a hot bath. You know, wear yourself out. Go to the gym before you go to bed. You know, do things. Have somebody to talk to. Have a safe haven, a phone number waiting just in case you have anxiety that you might need to call. I have some people that call me. Sometimes I have to sleep with some of my friends on the speakerphone, on my just rest. They just need to know I'm there because they're single, they're not married. They have this unsurmountable fear that come across them. I would do that. I'm that friend, and I'm extending my hand to my friend. If I gotta stay up late, and God knows plenty of people on this thing know that I will get up and I'm going to answer the phone every time.
That's a good friend.
Good.
Yes, indeed.
I'm glad to have you as a friend.
Yes.
Because we can depend on one another.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, and another thing, just like I said, cling to Jesus.
Yes.
He will help you through anything. Anxiety, mental illness, all of that.
I know I look up certain scriptures on stress and anxiety and fear, and I read them and I keep them with me. And if I need to, I go back to it. Like I have a scripture here, Matthew 6:34. It says, "So do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will care for itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own."
That's
right. You take that one day at a time.
Amen.
I take every day for that day. I can't worry about what's gonna happen tomorrow because I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
And some
indeed.
people think that we religious fanatics and stuff like that, but you stand on what you stand on.
That's it.
And when we talk about anxiety and stress, we talk about what works for us.
Yeah.
We're not trying to push nothing on
not
you.
on you. We say,
no.
For me. I'm trying to tell you what kept me from hanging from a noose. What keeps me when my children are not doing the things that I want to do. What keeps me when my job and people acting a fool. What keeps me when my bills are due and I'm, Peter ain't met Paul. I'm telling you what works for me. That's what we doing. Yeah. So, you can, you
handle what you can handle.
Get rid of it.
Exactly.
But ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the end of our hour.
Yes.
So we like to thank
Tiffany Collins
and her cast of WAP. We want y'all to stay tuned for that. It's coming out real soon.
Yes, indeed.
And my co-host, y'all. Let's say bye. And we see y'all next Monday at 7. Be there, be square.
Good night, y'all.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
I really enjoyed y'all. Great crowd.
Thank y'all.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.